Guys, Bitcoin has kept us very on our seats, right? So very much have we been paying attention to Bitcoin, especially because we have been paying attention to the ETF. And the price, well, it jumped a little bit, but then it just starts going down. Well, today we're going to cover that in the video, what's going on, and also MATIC. Let's take a look at MATIC today. I don't think we've covered that in a while. If you haven't already, subscribe, drop a comment below. Tell me what you think the price action will be later on as well. And then, of course, we will move on and kind of look at the market as a whole briefly. So, subscribe. Don't forget to follow us and support the channel. That way, you stay up to date. All right. So, Bitcoin right now is trading at 40,000. Now, I spoke with a close friend of mine just the other day. We were speaking about Bitcoin and the price action that's going on. It was sitting around. Actually, what was it? It was just a few days ago. Yeah, it was around 43. He believed it was going to kind of come up, but I was telling him that I see 35, 37, 38 kind of. And it dipped down to 39 exactly. So it's getting really, really close. But let's take a look at that right now. So right now, as you can see, we're trading right here. The volume is kind of in between range. That's not, it's a little high versus when you can see we have pumps, the volume actually is kind of low. So the price is pumping, which is really good. Now we have some retracements coming on, and these retracements are coming, they're healthy, but unfortunately we are in a downtrend. So very, very bullish, bearish right now. And what we're seeing is a continued decline. Now, if you notice, they're kind of repeating themselves quite often, but it still keeps moving more down. I mean, a little bit more from yesterday. It was a little bit better, but you get the idea. Now, why this is important, period, right? So if you notice, we're coming up to the trend line now, and I'm going to show you this in just a second. Let me just delete what I just wrote. There you go. So as you can see that the line is coming up to the trend line and it's coming down. The same thing, it started to get closer, and of course we're selling. This is what I'm thinking is going to happen today as well. It's probably going to touch around 39 and a half, probably. Now, if it closes above the trend line and gets closer to the support level, then great. I mean, here's our support right here, or I'm sorry, resistance. God, my mind's all over the place. So the resistance level is around 40 and 432. So this is, if we close above that within the next day or so, then I have some better idea of what to expect. But unfortunately, no. I don't think this is going to happen because I would at least need to see for it to close around 40,300 today, and then actually start kicking off in the first couple of hours of tomorrow, um, and some kind of bullish behavior. That way, I could kind of at least have a confirmed area, but it's very dangerous right now as we're moving. So if it closes below tomorrow, and tomorrow closes below the trend line, it's probably going to reverse and continue down. And I think that will be around 38 and a half, 37, something like that. That's what I'm thinking it's going to do. But even so, even if it does break above the resistance level, we're gonna have a lot of fighting to get back to 41. Just because it is so, and I'll show you now, fam. So even right here, this area, we're gonna have that big fight to get back above that, and because of the previous market structure, and this is also you're always hearing me say this, that we're going to return to the market structure. This is why I'm kind of, I believe we're going to return back to this point at some time, and it's not very far away. And that point is around 38 and 35, giving in this area. And that's where we're starting to work back to. Now, of course, I think we'll go back to 44,000 eventually, but that could be weeks or even in the month. But let's do something better. We can see it a little bit better in the 4-hour chart. Now, this is going to give you a better idea what's going on now. I based my trend line off the daily chart. I know that we should do it on the 4-hour chart to kind of give a better idea. I mean, we can kind of like do it like this, but just to kind of show you, either way, it doesn't really change too much. Going back to where we were, like right here. Yeah. You can see we're getting closer and closer and touching, right? So this moment, let me just straighten up my line. Even here, right? Even here in these moments, let's do that in 4. So can I give you an idea of 1, 2, and 3? So what we have is we're coming above, getting rejected, coming above, and then it already shows that we're going to start rejecting more. We've had this period as well in the past where we're kind of coming in. Let's go back to the daily to kind of show you that pattern that we have. So as we're coming above before, previously we got rejected too in the trend line that was coming up. This is repeating itself very much the same here and here. So if we can manage to stay and close above, again, there's 13 hours left. If we can do that, we're doing good. But I think the settling area, if we can close, is going to be around 40 and 41,000. So expect a range coming in from that. And the most positive note, negative 38, 39. So we'll kind of pay attention to that a little bit more. We'll cover Bitcoin a little bit later on because it's going to really determine if we're going to be an alt season soon or not, which I expect alt seasons coming in. All right, Matic on the other hand, right? So Matic also just kind of like a rough line here, showing you we touched Matic above too. The trend line also very bearish. Now we're just above the 200 EMA. It's trading at about 0.67 right now. Very not good. The trading volume is also quite low. We want to see that kind of pump a little bit higher with something to give us, right? Just a little bit higher to give us some kind of positive momentum going forward. But if we fall below the 200 EMA, of course, we're going to be officially in a bear market with Matic, which is really, really sad. But we got rejected twice from the trend line. If we can start to work closer to our trend line, of course, that would be better. But right now we're quite far. Now our support is sitting at 0.71. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got red wrong. So yeah, 0.72 is where it's trading right now. And yeah, we're not doing too good. 69 is the lowest that we touched just a couple of days ago, but also it's continuing to sell again with 13 hours. I want to jump to the 4-hour time frame for just a second. Yeah, here we go. Rejected, bounced around, rejected, and we're not even getting close anymore. And even if we just kind of tweak it to the 4-hour frame, you can kind of see that also. I mean, nothing's gonna help. That's why I don't always like make these like perfect because I just need a rough idea to what the market's doing. Now we rode that and fell, even rose back to it and also fell. Nothing's good coming from Matic, so to actually start to pump again for it, we need some major price movements coming. I mean, major. Now we still have about an hour and a half until the next 4-hour candle that we can see, but I don't see it kind of coming up. Also, probably the next week or two, depending on what's going to happen with the news. All right, let's look at the market as a whole. Bitcoin down by 0.4, Ethereum down 1.1, Solana 0.4, much better, better than what it was yesterday, for example. Some of the makers for the day, though, is MKR at plus 5.9, Tau is at 16 and 5. And then you have TRX at 2.9, near 1.6, ICP 5.7. But the major losers are going to be, for example, you have AVAX minus 3.6, and really Matic at 1.2, the closest to the top. Nothing really bad, but nothing really good. It's like so. But again, to repeat, we'll maybe see something coming up in the next week or so. The weekend's coming up, so if the weekend, depending on more traders are going to be online, everybody's working, so we'll see more than. Let me know in in the comments below what do you think is going to happen, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to stay up to date for our latest videos. Thank you guys. Happy trading and stay positive.